We're live, guys.
Hello.
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 Alright, so welcome everybody, this is RTFM Radio. Today we have a very good selection of entertaining topics, for example, gaming engines, goat simulators, physical edition, lots of other cool things that I won't tell you about because we're going to leave it as a surprise. Oh yeah, just one that I wanted to quickly get to you guys just as a little spoiler. It's the Atari Dig. But yeah, today's show is going to be jam-packed full of awesome topics. We did have a guy that we have advertised on Facebook and Twitter and stuff that was going to join us today called Lewis. He was going to be the new guy. But unfortunately he can't make it this week, but he will be with us next week, so look forward to that. And now let's introduce ourselves. So Ewan, why don't you go first?
Hi, I'm Ewan, and I don't really know how to do a very good startup, but yeah, I'm been on the RTFM for the past couple of weeks, and my topic today will be the Steam box and news about that. Next person.
That was truly beautiful.
That was amazing.
Do any of you guys want to add anything to it?
It's like you have no topic, you have no hobbies, you have no, you don't have an age.
He's a free man.
He's a free man, yeah.
Yes,
you live under a rock.
I'm age 13, and I live under
No,
a
it's
rock.
12.
Actually, no, sorry, I'm in a cardboard box as well.
Okay. Yes. Okay. I'll go next. Okay, guys. I'm Tom. I'm 16. I'm a geek. Go to Northampton College with these people.
That's very kind.
Yeah, that's alright. No worries.
Get it right, no.
This episode, I'm going to be talking about some of the new stuff. I'm going to wait until you tune in to find out what it is. And we've got a few of the gadget stuff. And that's about it for me, really. Kieran.
I'm Kieran, I'm 17, currently attend Northampton College with these unpleasant people. I'm a nerd gamer, and
Nice.
I'm going to be talking today about game engines.
Very nice. And hello everybody, I'm Dennis. I am the founder of RTFM. I'm 16 years old. Shut up. I go to college with these guys. We all study IT level 3 system support. Today I'm going to talk to you guys about the Goat Simulator physical copy, a follow-up of, if you watched the first episode, this Omni treadmill thing, and the Minecraft Realms. So yeah, today is going to be a really awesome show, and let's get to it. So the first topic is the evolution of game engines. So Kieran, take it away.
Okay, so I'm going to assume that people either do or don't know what a game engine is in this chat.
Well, I'll start off with saying I don't.
Okay, a game engine is the technology that powers the game that you play, okay? So, for instance, the Call of Duty series is powered by the Infinity Ward engine, okay? So that's like the technology that makes you see all the 3D graphics and all that stuff like that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Ewan, you okay on that as well?
Yep,
Okay.
I only really know about one engine though.
Okay, it's fine. As long as you know about a engine. Basically, I'm going to be talking today about the evolution of game engines, and where we are now, and where we were, and where we might be in the next, 5 years, because engines can progress quite far in like a space of a year or two. So let's start off. Early gaming, we started off with 2D engines. We started off with very basic graphics. We started off with I don't know, a side scroller, maybe. For instance, I'll give you an example: Sonic. It's not really early; there's earlier than that. I'm not going to talk too much about 2D because we all know how a 2D game looks. It looks pretty basic. It's old style. It's retro. So I'm going to move straight on to the first iteration of 3D graphics for games. So I'm going to put a link in the mumble right now, and this is the first, quote unquote, the first 3D game ever sort of released. It is a game called Battlezone, and it is rendered using lines, literally lines. And it's supposed to imitate 3D graphics. Now, this was back then. That was quite impressive because it was, in fact, it was very impressive because it was the first 3D graphical game out there. It was a very big success. Battlezone was. It was a tank game released in 1980. So those graphics, as you can imagine, must have been quite mind-blowing because it wasn't true 3D, but it was. It felt like you were playing a 3D game, apparently. And it was simple by modern standards today. It was really complex back then, so you could go anywhere in the game world. You could hide from tanks, you could fight from enemies. It was really good. So that was a big success, and that was because it was a sort of it was a gem basically. So the next thing I'm going to go on to is the newer generation of 3D games. So we're talking. Have you guys heard of the Doom series or the Quake series?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah.
Okay, so those
Quake
two
a lot.
games, yeah, those two games are popular because they brought 3D graphics into the mainstream of gaming. I'm going to send you a link now about Quake. I do believe that I think it was either Doom that was the first one. Yeah, Doom started off as a very simple game. It started off as 2D graphics in a 3D environment, which either did or didn't work very well. This isn't a very high resolution image, but it all worked. 2D graphics, 3D navigation of a game world, animation-based graphics as well. Very simple HUD, and it was popular. It was a very popular game at the time. It was very gory.
1993.
It was popular. Yep.
Wow.
That's when it was released, 1993, and back then, big graphics, big game, big news. So that was impressive. We then moved on to sort of like spin-offs because the Doom engine was on the ID Tech engine. Now a lot of other games like came to ID and were like, hey, can we use your engine? And they were like, yeah, sure. There's a license, they pay us much. So other games started looking very similar to Doom because they were using a similar engine. And then we got newer versions of the Doom game. We got Doom 2, for instance, which was a success as well in itself. It wasn't as highly regarded as Doom 1, I don't think, but it was still a success. And there's a screenshot of it. So as you can see, similar 2D graphics. However, the 3D environments look a lot more 3D. But it's relatively the same graphics all around. And around this time, maybe a bit later, we had Half-Life. So you guys know Half-Life, right? Please tell me you do.
He doesn't.
Yeah.
I've heard of it. I've heard of
We
Half-Life.
played it in IT once, Tom.
Oh, okay.
Remember when
So here's a screenshot.
Tom played, not Tom, Guy played with us.
Yep.
Yeah.
So here is a screenshot of Half-Life 1. Now, this was revolutionary. Like back then, this game was rated the best game of all time.
Wow, that's
and the graphics,
a big step up.
the graphics look really like basic, but at the same time, they look really advanced compared to the Doom screenshots you saw. That's because this is the same engine that runs on the Doom. I think it's the Quake 2 or the Quake 3 engine, which is the Doom 2 engine, I think, but upgraded. So Half-Life runs on a newer version of the Doom or Quake engine. So as you can see, this is a big step up from what was previously shown on the Doom screenshots. That is big. Like I can't say it anymore because and this game really felt the reward for that. So we're talking. That's about 1996 or 1998. There, I think it was for Half-Life or 1998. And then we got more advanced game engines. We have. I'll send you a link now. So we're kind of skipping ahead in increments to a few years, just sort of speed up the podcast a bit. We've got the you guys know of the Skyrim games and the Oblivion games, correct? So here's another screenshot of a game that was released. I think it was like 2002 or something. It was a relatively well-known game. It's popular for what it was. And here's a screenshot. The game's called Morrowind, and it was an RPG.
That's actually quite good.
Yeah, it was an RPG with a fully 3D game engine, and it was released by Bethesda Game Studios in 2002. So that's not too far off Half-Life 1. So as you can see, the graphics have progressed there immensely from Half-Life. Now it doesn't run on the same engine as Doom or Quake or Half-Life for a fact, but it runs on a 3D engine nonetheless. Now this engine was really good for its time. It was the Game Boy engine, which featured like fully 3D graphics, really high definition water. It featured bump maps. It featured reflections, very basic ones, but featured it, and it was a success, that game, by the way. So jumping after that a bit, we have the sequel to Half-Life 1, which is Half-Life 2. What?
You know the Any Old Iron guys?
Yeah.
They're driving past my house. And then
Who?
they're going,
Who?
Any Old Iron. Oh, for
Who?
God's sake. Every time we podcast, I'm just going to mute my mic back in a minute.
And basically, we have Half-Life 2 next, which was quite interesting because it was the best engine out for its time, Half-Life 2's engine. Now I'm going to send another link now. I'll try and find like a pretty old one because this is
Just is Dennis still there? But
he's
just
still
used his
there.
mic.
He's just like
Okay, good.
he's just muted. So This is gonna be a picture of Half-Life 2. I don't want to find like a 2 one because it will be not fair. But there you go. There's another picture. Now, as you can see, the graphics in this are pretty good. You can see the reflective floor. We have nice lighting. Nice lighting on the walls and all that. The graphics are pretty good, and that's 2004. That's not too far off Morrowind. That's not too far off from
10 years ago.
Half-Life. Yep. So, with the advent of new graphics came Far Cry. I'm not sure if I missed this one out previously, but Far Cry 1, what about Far Cry 2 or Far Cry 3? Far Cry released about the same time as about Half-Life 2. Sorry. It was possibly the most graphic demanding engine at the time. I know I said earlier that Half-Life 2 was, but I think Far Cry topped that. Now, Far Cry was a big success for the Crytek company, which is who made the Crysis games, as we know today, which is another engine I'll get into later on. So we've got Far Cry, which was, if you look at the Wikipedia there, it's made by Crytek. It was one of the most graphically demanding games of the time. And the graphics actually, when you look at it nowadays, it's nothing compared to what we see now. But back then, 2004, this engine rivaled anything else out there, and it dominated. So here's another picture of the graphics in depth. So then a lot of
access the network.
I played Far Cry, and I found that game brilliant.
It worked now.
Yep. Basically, if you look at the graphics there, the water is
It's
really
quite
nice. The sun is makes the map look nicer. There's shadows. The gun looks nice. Everything looks nice.
That's like
Yeah.
better than quite a lot of games these days now.
Yeah, it stands up to a lot of games nowadays as well, which is impressive. So we're gonna move on to a more later title, which is gonna be Crysis 1. This is quite a big leap in graphics, and by big I mean it's a huge step. So Crysis 1 is 2007 dated. And I'm going to send you an image. Everyone knows Crysis. Everyone knows Crysis. You don't have to be a tech nerd to know what Crysis is, because it was a big thing back then. The graphics were so amazing and mind-boggling, and no one has a computer to run it back then that could run it well, unless you were rich, of course.
Also, it wasn't really made for the actual game. It was made for mostly the graphics related to stress test your computer.
Yeah, it was more of a stress test. It was more of a stress test rather than the game, but they just made it with it. They gave a stress test, a storyline. Bad guys, lots of guns, aliens, and then shipped it basically. So this is Crysis 1. Amazing graphics. It was the first. It was either the first or one of the first games to utilize DirectX 10, which was a new technology back then as well. And it was mind blowing. I'll send you another screenshot. Just can't get through how amazing this game looks. My computer can still I can't max out Crysis 1 on my computer.
Really?
And this is yeah. I mean,
Is that due to your processor?
No, this is due to my graphics card.
What?
My graphics card's still not enough to handle Crysis.
What
maxed out.
graphics card do you have?
670, can't
GC
handle
yes,
that.
a single 670 cannot handle Crysis 1 maxed out.
But I thought yours was better than mine, and mine can.
I doubt yours can, Dennis.
I can
We're
run
talking about
Crysis 3
1.
maxed out.
Yeah, Crysis 2 and Crysis 3 were more dumbed down and optimized compared to Crysis 1.
Oh.
I just
Crysis 1
like
was
to
really
like to input here that I also
Oh.
think that Ewan's PC won't be able to run Crysis in max settings.
Ooh,
Oh.
no, you
Shut up. I was trying to stay quiet on that bit so no one's playing mine out.
Ewan's PC will just be like a pile of ash. By the
Yeah.
time
My
Well,
one
it's
dies
just
if I run it on. If I run Crysis 2 on the lowest graphics, it still dies after that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Basically, there's another picture. Now, as you can see, it's amazing.
That's Crysis 1.
was.
Jesus
It can look
Christ.
better than Crysis 2 and Crysis 3 if you mod it as well.
Yeah.
So,
No, that ain't Crysis 1, is it?
that is Crysis
That
1.
is.
That
That
does
is
not
Crysis
look like
1.
Crysis
That is
1.
Crysis 1. That is modified
That's
Crysis
too
1.
good.
No, that is modified Crysis 1. That is Crysis
Oh, okay,
1.
modified.
And it's mad.
It's lovely.
So I'm going to move on to a more newer generation game, which is Far Cry 2. Now, this game, Far Cry 2, was released in 2008, so we're a year after Crysis 1. And it was running on the same, I think it was either the same or a similar engine. It's running on a modified
now, and
Crysis.
it's just beautiful.
I'll move on to that in a minute.
Yeah,
But,
Far Cry 2 is awesome.
So here is a picture of Far Cry 2. So that's Far Cry 2. Now, I was really fascinated by the Far Cry 2 engine because it featured a lot of, not necessarily graphically amazing features, but more gameplay features. For instance, fire could spread. you had to utilize your environment to sneak up on enemies. You could do not acrobatics, but you could do sort of like stunt leaps and like stab people from behind, and you could wound yourself. It was amazing, and it was like one of the best engines feature-wise out there. And it looked good. It looked good as well, which was good.
Also, windows can smash, walls can blow up.
Yep.
You can drive, you can even fly throughout these certain massive things. It was a brilliant thing of all the amount of things that you could do, and it was such a big map.
I have clearly been a deprived child and never played any of these games you're on about. Because
feel
Yeah,
for you,
I
Tom.
used to love Far Cry 2. It used to be my
You lived under
favourite
a
game
rock,
throughout
my
my
friend.
childhood.
What's
Now,
that?
yeah, you lived under a rock.
Oh, I know.
So now we're going to move on to a sort of well-known, well, no, sorry, very well-known title, which is Battlefield Bad Company. Everyone loves
Oh, yeah.
Battlefield. So this was the first game to utilise the new Frostbite engine. It was the first version of the Frostbite engine, obviously, so you know it was work in progress, but it was relatively well ready for the game. So it utilised destructible environments, nice graphics, very good sort of gun feel. It was basically Battlefield 3 version like 0.01. Like if I was to be early on that. So I'm gonna send a screenshot quick of Battlefield Bad Company. There you go. So as you can see, that is very good for console. That was a console game. It was designed
That's
for
Battlefield
console.
Bad Company 2.
Is that Bad Company 2?
Yeah, it says
Oh.
it in the IRL.
My bad. But yeah, Bad
What? No.
Company 2 and Bad
URL.
Company 1 utilise the same engine, roughly, so it will look the same. But yeah, Bad Company had the destructible environments, you could blow up balls, you could blow up basically most of the things in the game, like including the terrain. But it was missing a few things. It wasn't the Battlefield that everyone knew, so it was regarded as sort of like a different take on the game. But nonetheless, it was a very advanced engine. It featured everything that the current generation engines had. It wasn't a Crisis engine, but it was still advanced. So I'm not really going to get into Bad Company 2.
What's also really good about Battlefield Bad Company 2, and probably same with number 1, is that it was so good and beat like Call of Duty and all that type of stuff at that specific time, because it allowed you to even fly helicopters, fly jets, planes, and all that
Yeah,
type of stuff at
it
the
was
same
open
time
world. It was
as
really open
doing all the stuff. It allowed you to use a lot more vehicles, and like Call of Duty didn't even allow you to use any vehicles.
So I'm going to go back in time a little bit on this one, because I really feel I should cover this one. I'm going to talk about Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. Very, very successful game. Not a graphically intense one, but
Amazing
it was... The features of the game were so advanced that people loved it. People didn't care about the graphics. People didn't care about that kind of stuff. They loved it because it was open world. It had a lot of features. It was almost like a role-play experience, if you will.
It's hilarious.
It was released in 2004, October 2004. Now I'm going to send you a screenshot of it, and you will notice that it's not advanced, but it still runs. It still runs like an actual game should. So, actual game should run in a fun way. It should be fun to play. It should be accessible. It shouldn't be buggy. It should be stable. So that's GTA San Andreas.
It was.
As
I
you
just
see-
used to
yeah. What?
carry on.
No, you can carry on. You.
I just used to love it how you could just like pull out a rocket launcher from
Yeah,
like
like,
wearing
it was fun.
nothing and just walk straight past a police officer and they'll do nothing.
It was fun.
GTA logic.
Yep, basically. But yeah, it was fun, and so I'm going to leap ahead a bit on this one, and I'm going to go to GTA 4. Now, before I'm going to compare two versions of them, and some of you might know what I mean in a minute, but let me just send you a quick screenshot of GTA 4. GTA 4 was released in 2007, and it was highly successful. There's a picture of GTA 4. So, as you can see, we're looking at the stock graphics, so non-modified graphics,
wow.
reflective water, nice textures. As you can see, if you look at Nico's jacket on the left, you'll notice he has sort of like the lighting's reflecting like the bumpy parts on his jacket. That is a very common thing for engines nowadays. It's called normal mapping or bump mapping. So yeah, the lighting looks nice, water looks nice, everything looks nice. Now I'm going to send you an image of GTA 4 for the PC. It's pimped up for today's standards. Now, some of you, I showed you some of this in college, and you couldn't believe me. You didn't
yeah.
believe me when I sent you this, but
Is this the one with the taxi?
no.
Oh no, that was last week.
No, this is the one with like nice graphics with the sun going down perfectly and what.
You and the spoilers.
Yeah.
Spoilers, Ewan.
Why?
So,
Sorry.
God damn.
I just gotta find. Okay, so here is a nice image of the game. It's nighttime with a modification called E&B. Now, this is a very, very demanding.
That's even better. Wow.
A very, very demanding graphics mod. Like, not many computers can run it with stable frames because it's so graphically intense. Now, a lot of people have said it looks almost like real life, and I've got to agree.
Lord Jesus.
Here's another screenshot of E&B.
I want one.
How is this a game?
It's just GTA 4 but modded, but that's brought up to today's standards.
That's better than now standards.
This is
like, not
borderline
even joking.
real
Most
life.
games right now, you won't even get graphics these with.
GTA
Exactly.
5 is not as intense as that, but then again, it's still running on the same console.
GTA 5. That's another topic. Game engines nowadays are actually they don't reach their full potential if there's a console version of the game, because they have to sort of dumb down the game engine so that it runs well on consoles, and that doesn't scale well if you're putting it on the PC, because then that's going to limit the engine for the PC as well.
So you can. So when we sort of like last week, like we mentioned, sort of GTA coming onto PC.
Yeah.
When it comes onto PC, if it comes onto PC, are we going to expect better graphics than we've already got on the console?
Hell yeah.
We're gonna expect.
Hopefully.
We're gonna expect better graphics. Yes, because you'll be able to you'll have an options
Anti-analyzing.
area. Yeah, you'll have an options area. Did you say anti-analyzing?
Analyzing.
Sorry, Dennis.
Shut up.
I'm sorry. Anti-aliasing.
Oh my god.
You swag.
Like I explained earlier.
But
It's
yeah,
Asus, not Asus.
to answer your question, oh god, yeah. But to answer your question, yes, we will have better graphics on the GTA 5 PC version. You will on the console version, because on the console version they've had to dumb down the graphics so that it runs well, and even then it doesn't run that well. It's still pretty choppy at times because consoles are pretty outdated now in terms of hardware. And I mean last generation consoles like Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, they're outdated now. So that's why they bring out new consoles. That's another reason as well. But yeah, to answer your question, we can expect better graphics on a PC version rather than the console version. But it's still not going to reach its full potential, and in fact, it might run like absolute rubbish on the PC because the same thing happened for GTA. GTA was designed for the Xbox and PS3 console, and when they ported it to the PC, it run like absolute, forgive my swearing, but ass. It run like ass, basically, and it was horrible. Like, people had like really good machines and they couldn't play it. My quad core can barely play GTA 4 now. My graphics card can handle it, but my quad core processor can't. And that processor was released at the same time as GTA 4 on the PC. So that proves that it's kind of unoptimized. So,
Kieran.
yep.
You know how GTA is just going to be released onto PC?
Yep.
If it's going to be released onto PC, some people are just going to buy on PC because they think it will be cheaper and they'll be able to mod it, so they're expecting lesser graphics, even though it'll probably be more graphics.
The modding
And-
is definitely going to be the best part about it. And it's going to be the one that makes the game run better or look better. At least one of those. It's going to be quite impressive. I'm going to move on to another game engine. Mods, yes, definitely. I'm going to move on to another game engine which was released in 2006. So we're going back in time a bit here. I think it's worth the talk. So this is an upgraded version of the Morrowind engine, and it's for a game called Oblivion. It's by the same people.
Oh, yeah.
And it's the same. It's essentially the same game, but in a different setting and a different timeline. And Oblivion was amazing. Like it looks amazing.
It
on
was
anything.
so good.
Like it
It
was
was such a
fun.
big map as well.
An open world game. It was fun. It had graphics technology that it should have had at the time, and it was just amazingly fun. And people still mod it today. People still mod that engine today and play it because it's just that good. Now, this isn't a very high resolution screenshot.
To be
which
honest,
again,
I would actually
it's
prefer
worth
that over Skyrim because it's actually such a good game and there's so many
Yeah.
mods and
The
it's
gameplay is
such good
amazing.
graphics nowadays as well.
Yeah, and it can look really good. So let's look at that screenshot, Dennis, and basically everyone in the mumble. You'll notice that
Yep.
it looks nice. Like the characters look shiny, the sword looks shiny, the character looks somewhat realistic, the environment looks nice. It's good. It's good. And that is 2006, so we're talking about 2 years after Half-Life 2. So you can definitely see that a lot of other game engines are starting to trying to follow the same steps as the Half-Life 2 engine, because Half-Life 2 was revolutionary for the time as well. So, with that being said, we're going to move on to Crysis 2. Now, this is powered by the same engine as Crysis 1, but it's Crysis 2 exclusive features. And obviously it's upgraded for Crysis 2, it looks better. Now, this is particularly interesting to talk about, because the Crysis 2 game was the first Crysis game to be put on the console, as well as the PC. So, this is where the whole engine being dumbed down a bit comes into use. Because Crysis 2 didn't look as graphically nice as Crysis 1 in a lot of areas. It was a nice game, but the thing is, it wasn't Crysis. It didn't feel like it. Even though you had a nanosuit which was technically advanced, it wasn't a Crysis game because you didn't have those island graphics where everything was nice, and you didn't feel like you should with the nanosuit. They did a lot of changes. But look at that screenshot, guys. You can tell it kind of stinks of. The graphics are nice, but it kind of a console-y sort of look.
Kind of
Yeah,
reminds
you
me
can
of
tell.
Titanfall.
Yeah, like I
It's-
actually get
it's
a
one
lot
of
of
those ga-
Crysis feels of Titanfall. But yeah,
It's one
the
of those
way that
games
guy's
where
jumping sort of looks like Halo.
it's
Wow.
yeah. Crysis 2 is like a bridge between Call of Duty, Halo, and Battlefield. I've said.
Mm. Yeah,
It's
that,
it's
that
one
makes
of those
sense.
games where the render from, if you look at it from a distance, it looks beautiful, but if you go up close to like the grass and that, you can see how it's pixelated.
Yeah, and that is because they don't have to do that. If they made it on PC, they could really go the extra mile. But because it's on console, they have no choice. They have to scale it down. They have to make it so that it runs on the console.
Yeah.
And that's another factor that I want to talk about in a minute. But let me just send you the delicious screenshot of the CryEngine 2 because I'm a programmer, so I've worked with a lot of game engines. And Crysis has a very nice game engine. It's very dynamic. It looks nice no matter how much you do to it.
That's
And,
nice.
it's nice. It's a good game engine. I never really sort of made anything with the engine though. But yeah. So 2007 and upwards is a very big leap, and I've got to include this game as well because it wouldn't be fair on Tom if I didn't. And I'm gonna send you
What
a
did I
picture.
do?
I'm gonna send you a picture of Halo 3.
Oh,
Because,
yes.
that game had really
no.
nice graphics, a really nice gameplay, a really nice story, and it will hold a place in mine and Tom's heart forever. So there's a screenshot of Halo 3. So as you can see, very nice textures, pretty nice lighting. Thing is, it was scaled down for the console once again, but it was still advanced. The engine itself was advanced nonetheless, and it was powerful for what it was.
When Halo 3 comes to PC, I'm gonna kick ass.
When it comes to
that now.
PC, I'm gonna have like a brain hemorrhage and just be unbelievably happy.
Goodbye, family.
Sorry, what's that social life? No, I can't hear you. I'm playing Halo 3.
Wow.
Oh god, that's hilarious.
Well
But
done.
yeah, but so Halo 3, another technically advanced game engine, 2007, so about the same time when Crysis 1 came out. Once again, scaled down for consoles. Now I'm going to move forward a bit and talk about latest gen engines. So I'm going to talk about the whole the hype with 4K and 1080p at least, and SLI graphics cards and dual, triple monitors and all that stuff. We didn't have that back in the day, and by that I sound really old. But back in the day, I'm talking about 2007, 2006. That's when I was like into these kind of game engines.
Ooh, 5 years ago.
We never had 4K. 1080p was a relatively new thing. Forget triple and dual monitors. Yeah, and forget like 60 and 100 frames per second gaming. 30 frames was good back then, in my opinion. And we had relatively new dual core processors. We had quad core as well, but they were very, very new. So I'm going to get into a newer generation game, which Dennis will be happy with, which is Titanfall. Titanfall is interesting
Love Titanfall.
because Titanfall actually runs on the same engine Half-Life 2 does.
Uh-huh.
I'm not sure if any of
Source.
you are aware of that. Yep, it runs on the Source engine.
Oh, yeah.
However, it's upgraded for today's standards, and the Source engine is very moddable. Like it's open. It's not open source. It's half open source, I'd say, if I was to put it in non-tech terms. So anyone can pick up a copy of Half-Life 2, modify it, and just make it look. They can make it look really good if they wanted to. So I'm going to send you a picture of Titanfall, and Dennis will either have a go at me for sending a bad screenshot, or have a go at me for not buying the game, because he hasn't.
You do need to buy the game. I'm gonna buy the game.
Guys, check out the stream in about 20 seconds after the delay. That's a clip from today.
What do you mean a clip?
What's going on?
It's a clip of Titanfall from today.
Oh my gosh,
Okay.
Are you watching that?
Ooh.
that is lovely. Is that wait? I didn't know you could play Titan screen on dual monitor.
It's
No,
yeah,
you just
I
got
set
it
up an
today.
Infinity, so
See, Dennis. So, what are your frames like when you do Infinity?
I didn't check, but I'm still on the same settings as before with no lag.
Do you think the frames would have dropped at least.
Oh yeah, of course, definitely.
So
I mean, I didn't realise
Titanfall,
it, but it just it's bound to happen.
actually,
That
we'll use this. We'll use this. We'll
looks
use
so
that
good.
video as an example
It
of
looks
Titanfall's
really nice.
graphics. Yeah, the Titanfall graphics run on the same engine as Half-Life 2. Half-Life 2 didn't look this good, you guys notice. So that is because they took the Half-Life 2 engine, modified it, made it look really nice, and also made it so that it worked on console as well. Hang on, is Titanfall on console? I think it is.
Yeah, it is. Check
Yeah,
out
yeah,
the
it's
part
an
where
Xbox One,
I
isn't
get
it?
in the Titan. That's like the best bit of Infinity. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
And you'll notice it's sort of like the movement feels sort of Battlefield 3-ish, like
Yeah.
the running and stuff like that.
I
And
thought
obviously
the
it's got part-
I'm gonna call it the UI. You know where the little like map and all that.
Yep.
I thought that was kind of like Crysis.
that was correct. And then you're in the Titan now, and you're like running things up. So as you can see, really nice graphics, runs well on PC, runs well on console, looks nice, and also plays nice. I've heard that Titanfall had good reviews, so I'm gonna assume that it plays nice. So Titanfall, nice graphics, good game. It runs on the Source engine, modified. So that's that interested me because Source didn't look that nice, and it looks nice now, and that proves that we can push our engines further than we could like 6 years ago or something. So that's good.
Yep.
So I'm gonna offer one more engine. Actually, no, I'm gonna offer two more engines. The first being Skyrim, because Skyrim looked very nice as well. Another example of a game that was done down for the console, but looks nice on the PC, sorry, as well. So here's a pretty nice screenshot of Skyrim. So there's a screenshot of Skyrim. With I think that's a bit of an unfair screenshot because it's low. It's on low graphics, I think, but still, it'll do. So that's Skyrim. As you can see, it's got pretty nice looking water. The background looks nice. It looks nice generally. It's just a nice game. So
But
once
you can
again,
tell-
let me. Yeah, you can sort of.
You can tell that it's
Wait,
made
so is
for
this
console
on-
because if you look
this
at
is
the
on
rock,
console, isn't
look
it?
how pixely it is.
Yeah.
Look at the rock, yeah.
That's the thing. They have to dumb down certain
That is a
areas.
lot of them down.
So
though.
are they dumbing this down because the consoles are physically unable to play a high graphical game?
Yeah,
not,
that's-
not high graphical, but I mean a game that we would be able to play on PC.
There are many factors here. First of all, it's the amount of content you have in the game world, like on one screen in front of you. That takes down your frames, and then they have to have a balance between decent graphics but not too high definition. Because the Xbox 360 doesn't run 1080p. You may have an option to run it, but it actually runs upscaled 720p. So you actually have true 1080p graphics.
Right.
Kieran,
Yeah.
this is actually quite the picture because I've actually played Skyrim myself on the PS3. A little bit dumbed down
So here,
at the
yeah,
moment.
okay. So here's the exact same picture. Left side is low graphics. Right side is ultra. Like stock
Wow.
ultra.
That's nice. That's nice.
So as you can see, it looks nice. And I think when was Skyrim released? Was it 2011?
2000 and I was in year 9, I think.
I was
Wait.
about same as you. I was
There was
I was
a big
in year
craze.
That was 4
about it,
years
wasn't it?
ago, so 2010,
2011. 2011. November 11th, 2011.
Yeah.
So yeah, pretty new, but still, it feels dumbed down for what it is. So let me send you a screenshot of Skyrim modified now with ENB, the same
Oh,
technology
God,
that
I love that.
we saw, the same technology we saw for GTA 4. Now I
This is gonna be good.
reinstalled Skyrim just for this because it's so amazing. Like my eyes, man, my eyes. They needed a
Got
treat.
these
So here's
cheeseburgers.
here is Skyrim on the PC ENB'd. That's right, that's a new thing.
It's like, is
Oh
that
Damn.
real?
my goodness.
That just looks real.
Wait, what about that picture that you had of the dragon flying up to you, Kieran?
Can we get this picture up on screen?
Yeah,
Can
can
The-
you tell me that picture?
Oh yeah,
that
you
picture?
mean my picture?
Yeah, on your Facebook.
Okay,
don't
so
wanna go
yeah,
through
I
your Facebook,
took
just
like
let
a picture or two of my early ENB progress on the Skyrim engine, because the Skyrim engine has been modified to look nicer, especially with ENB. If I could find the actual image, I'd be a lot happier. I'd be a very happy person. There we go. Okay, so here's a picture of me having a close encounter with a certain dragon. So I'm actually not too pleased with this screenshot because everything was a lot more blurry than I wanted. But nonetheless, nice graphics, really gives new life to the game, and really shows that game engines nowadays are modifiable and they can look nice rather than just sticking with the default game graphics. So
That's
where are
right.
we heading? Yeah, where are we
That
heading?
picture's like the. Oh crap! My
wrong?
picture's like.
Oh
I
yeah,
know.
yeah. Like, it's like,
It's like,
yeah.
oh, God
You know
damn
what's
it.
funny? That dragon didn't attack me.
That's
there was
really
this
nice
like
photo.
Wow.
there was this barbarian like looter dude trying to go after me, and next thing I know, this dragon swoops down, like noms him up, flies away, and like he lands in front of me, looks at me, and then flies away. I was like, what the hell?
Wow.
Very nice,
That is
isn't
a
it?
guardian dragon.
Can I
Nice
kill you
dragon.
now?
Lovely dragon. Aw.
But yeah, now I'm going to go into more of the future now for graphics. So we're going to talk about CryEngine 3, which is the Crysis 2 and Crysis 3 engine, but it's constantly being upgraded. Engines are constantly being upgraded for new technology. We've got DirectX 12 around the corner.
Oh,
Don't know if you
crap.
guys know about that. Yeah, but the good thing is we'll be utilising it with Windows 7 as well, so you don't have to upgrade or anything like that. So I'm going to send you a picture of
I
a
goofed, guys.
CryEngine... What?
I forgot to put the screenshots on screen.
Did you?
Oh,
No,
No, you
damn.
didn't. There's a picture. There's a picture of the Skyrim thing.
Right. Okay, we're fine then.
So here's a picture on the mumble of. You might like this, Tom. This is a Halo environment rendered
Wow,
in
that's nice.
CryEngine 3. That's a relatively new version of CryEngine 3. So we're about Crysis 3 here.
Now that
So
looks
that's-
nice.
Yeah, that looks nice, and that's utilising very advanced.
So we can be able
Oh,
to play
God.
this on PC with these graphics.
we can already play this on PC with these graphics. That's already
Damn.
possible.
Whereas
Crysis 3
what?
takes
What?
advantage.
Wait, what Halo is? Oh wait, is this Crysis?
That's the Crysis engine, but someone's taken the Crysis engine and made their own like sort of environment for it,
Oh my
and then
God.
made it Halo
Man.
themed. And that's like I've worked with CryEngine, like I said, and I've made some stuff with it, and it looks nice. It's very good.
That is
So
really nice.
we're going in the future. We're probably going to be looking at more Oculus Rift support. We're going to be looking at more high definition graphics, like maybe 4K, more for the future. So here's another comparison screenshot, another sort of non-biased picture. Biased picture. So on the right we have Unreal Engine 3, and on the left we have CryEngine 3. Now Unreal Engine 3 is very feature packed, and I actually prefer that over CryEngine, but that's just for my own reasons. But Unreal Engine 3 is the same engine that powered Bulletstorm, Gears of War 2, Gears of War 3, and in fact it powers a lot of the games you will play on your mobile phones. Tom, you know that shooting game you were playing on your mobile? What's it called?
Oh
again?
yeah, Modern Combat 4.
Powered by Unreal Engine 3.
Really?
Yep.
Okay. I mean, my phone like gets quite hot when I play it, and I think I've got like some ridiculous amount of processor power in my phone. But yeah, I mean that can really stress the phone, but it looks gorgeous.
Indeed.
It looks quite like a Borderlands type of picture as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
Indeed. That's because oh yeah, Borderlands. That's another interesting thing I want to touch on quickly. Has anyone played Borderlands?
Yeah.
I played Borderlands.
I played
2.
Borderlands 2.
Played it a little bit.
Okay, so you'll notice the graphics in that game weren't very how can I say it, realistic as such, and it was an Xbox game as well. And once again, it runs on the Unreal Engine 3 engine. Engine 2 times, nice. Yeah, it runs on the Unreal 3 engine. So here's a picture of Borderlands 1. I think it's either Borderlands 1 or Borderlands 2. I think it's Borderlands. It'll do. That's, as you can see, very cartoony style graphics, but nice graphics nonetheless. So
Yeah.
that's another topic that we're starting to go into games that don't necessarily have nice graphics, but they have very nice art style, if you will. And if an engine can do that, it works. So I wanted to talk about, before I end this topic, I wanted to talk about the evolution of game engines. And I think I've covered that pretty well. I've gone back and forth in time a bit. But in the future, we're going to be looking at higher resolution, higher fidelity, more detailed characters, and it's going to be very taxing for software. I mean hardware. Sorry, not software. It's going to be very taxing for hardware, and that's going to make a lot of us have to probably fork out on new hardware if you're going to be buying for PC. You won't be feeling the graphics improvement so much if you're playing console, because with console you can't modify it. Now the developers can make nice graphics, but you'll never feel the same graphics as you will on the PC, because the PC can just handle more. It's better. It has better frames if you have a good PC. So we're talking about better graphics, better gameplay depending on the company, and more higher innovations in graphics. And that's where I'm going to end my topic for today, guys. So hope you enjoyed it. Hope I wasn't too off topic sometimes, and you can understand it. So.
Oh, that was good.
I like that. That was
Um,
good.
Yeah,
Could I by chance?
just gonna put out there if any listeners have got any questions, put it in the chat, and we'll try our best to answer them about any of the engines mentioned today, or any of the other topics that we'll mention in the show. Just pop it in the chat, and we'll try our best to answer them.
Wait, I forgot one more thing.
No!
I couldn't forget this. I can forget this. God damn! How could I forget this? So, at the start, I on Doom 1 and 2, correct?
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
In 2004, so about relatively the same time as Half-Life 2, Doom 3 was released, and the graphics on this were so advanced that a lot of us used it as a benchmark. So I'm just going to send a quick picture now.
So it's like the Crisis 3 of like.
It was the Crisis
today.
of 2004.
Yeah.
And it was made as a middle finger to the Half-Life 2 engine. Because back then Half-Life 2 engine was like, everyone's like, oh my god, so nice, reflection of the water. And then Doom 3 came along and was like, yeah, I've kind of got like a lot more features than you have. I've got HDR, I've got bump mapping, I've got realistic characters. What do you have? Some fancy water splashes.
Aww.
So here's a picture.
Poor Half-Life.
Here's a picture of Doom 3.
Oh wow.
As you can see,
that's nice.
Nice graphics, very nice indoor environment. It was a horror game based on the other Dooms, but it was good nonetheless. Now let me send you an EMB version of Doom 3. I have to do it by the way because it's like a very good example.
Okay.
So just wanted to cover this quickly to get a screenshot now. So here's a picture of Doom 3 with a sort of modified ENB called SIKK model, SIK mod. Take a look at that. It's a very gory image by the way, but still, it's very.
Oh
very
wow, that is just a bit gory.
But yeah, if you look at the
There's
log
blood
files-
everywhere.
The floor
Yeah,
is blood.
I love this game. It scared the hell out of me. Okay. But yeah, very good graphics. 2004. But the thing is, it was seen more of a tech demo rather than a game. Very good reason for that because it was meant to be. They made it into a game. But yeah, so I've touched on everything I think I can. I might have missed a few things and people are going to shout at me for that. But other than that, I've touched on everything I can. If you guys have any questions in the comments...
I have one.
Oh yeah? Go for it.
Okay, I've got this picture. I'll just send it for one sec. But yeah, it's a picture of the Far Cry, and I've been seeing it on like the PS3. And you know, you're saying that you had to dim down some of the graphics for the PS3 and the Xbox for consoles.
Yep.
This game is like the very rare one where you wouldn't actually see it. It's actually been dimmed down that hardly any. It's actually really good. Even the graphics on the grass is really nice, and the grass even burns and everything like that.
I was gonna cut. That's because it's based on the Far Cry 2 engine. It's based on the same engine as Far Cry 2. It's not the same as the Crysis engine. It's a different, like, they split. Somewhere along the development line, they split the Cry engine into two different versions. Cry engine and the Dunia engine, which is what Far Cry runs on Far Cry 2 and Far Cry 3. Far Cry 3 was much more demanding than Far Cry 2, but it had a lot of the same gameplay features. So, but I didn't really cover it because I wasn't really into Far Cry 3, but it looked nice overall. It looked nice, and I played it. It looked very nice, and my PC like almost struggled with it. In fact, it wouldn't struggle now, but back then it struggled. And it's a nice game, and I got to agree you. And they do dumb it down, but you can't notice it a lot of the time. If you put Crysis 3 and Crysis 2 on low graphics, it still looks really nice, and that's because it's meant to do that because it does that to scale down with consoles, which is a very interesting fact.
And it adds so much in the pictures. Like, even if you look at her, you can even see on her chin, you can even see the tattoos and perfectly outlined and everything like that.
Very realistic, characters. So yeah, I think I've just about done for the topic. I don't think anyone's typed on the chat. So if anyone wants to ask any more questions in the mumble or the chat, then
or if you have any questions once this is released to YouTube, just stick them in the comment section below, and we'll reply. So we're going to move on to the next one, or do any of you guys have any questions?
No, go
I've
for
done
it.
with mine.
Go for it.
So the next topic we're moving on to is the Steam box. Now, Ewan, you're going to be speaking about this, so yeah, take it away.
Thank you. Okay, who knows anything about the Steam box? What have you guys heard?
Me. I'm my hand up. I know
Karen.
lots about it.
I know stuff.
I've heard about it. I don't know what it is exactly.
What's the
Take a guess,
general
though.
idea of what everyone knows?
Isn't it a console for Steam?
Yeah,
Kind of.
It's a console running the Steam OS.
Yeah,
Sorted.
well done, Karen. Basically, it's not really a console. It's just basically a computer pushed down into a small box. And the reason why it's in a console is because it actually runs the same games as a PC, and it will just use the same stuff as PC. It's
Portable
like you could have your whole
PC.
Steam library and be able to run it straight onto the Steam box, which is really good because there's some games which doesn't allow you to run onto PC, even if it's on Xbox or PS3.
So it's like a portable PC that's small.
Yeah, and it also has its like
that hasn't
own
been done
controller
before.
and that.
Yeah, but we're talking about portability and ease of access and Steam and all your library games. So,
Yeah.
that'd be true.
But yeah, what's come out at the moment is some people have. There was original one from Steam. They said that they were going to ask other people to create their own Steam box, and some people, there was about 20 or 30 that have been trying to be created, and they're really expensive for what they are. And one of them, for example, is the Piston, which is around about $500 to $1,000,
Don't swear, you.
which is ridiculous. Shut up. But yeah,
What, did you
it
swear?
allows. No, I didn't. I said the
No,
Piston.
even Piston.
Oh.
But yeah, but the
Mm,
Piston,
dear.
it is a really nice
Swearing,
thing.
you
It's got like
Christ.
okay, yeah.
It's got blanked.
Can I carry on?
Yes, go on, Yun.
Okay, the Piston, because it goes up to £1,000, it is really expensive for what it is. Seems though it's only like a console and it's kind of like a PC, but it does have like 1,000 gigs, 1 terabyte of SSD, and it does have like a i7 or i5, which is quite good for just that, and has a really good graphics card. But I don't particularly like it so much. Would you guys like it?
I wouldn't pay £1,000 for a console PC kind of thing.
They're offering different models for it, though, aren't they?
Well-
They're offering different versions with different hardware.
What I
mean,
don't get
Because
is
£1,000 is kind of a lot of money.
yeah, if I'm going to spend £1,000 on that, right? Let's say that I've already bought all my games on Steam on my PC, and I'm playing them all happily on my PC, and now they've released this. There's no need for it. I don't actually
That is a big problem.
need it.
What people are saying is that if they've already got all the games on their PC is probably good enough to run the games already. So what's the point of getting this? And it's mostly for the for it to actually be portable.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
it's just going to be another thing that sits in the cupboard until you want to go to either a LAN party or something. Then you're going to take your Steam box with you. Maybe probably not use it if you've already bought your PC, because that's good enough to play the games already. It's just something that we don't need.
The blue screen doesn't exist in Steam Box now. If Ewan gets his hands on it.
Oh,
Wow.
yeah, but like,
damn.
what I
No,
don't get is
that's a good point.
you're saying, oh yeah, it's portable, you can play Steam games on it, but there are other people out. You could then technically you could build your own, because there are small compact computer cases out there that you could probably build your own
Yeah.
PC. It's probably cheaper, and
I've seen countless videos
About
on
the same
YouTube about
specs.
how to build your own Steam box.
yeah.
Literally.
This will be really good.
I mean,
if you
it's
hear in a
like
second.
people that do those how to build a PC that's equivalent to the Xbox One sort of thing, you know?
Yeah, it's just not needing to spend. How much you say it was, Ewan?
A grand.
This one is £1,000, but this is only the expensive one.
Whoa. Okay. So wait, hang on. Oh, why do I need to go out and spend £1,000 on something that I could, for £1,000 I could build a computer that would do that 2 times over?
Yeah. Except this is small, and because it's more of a console than a PC, it allows you to, when someone comes around your house and you want to play games with them, but if you have your PC, there's no games that you can really play because it's more like single player, and you have your keyboard and your mouse, which is more of just single player stuff anyway. But this allows you to actually have a Steam controller, which is, I would say right now, if you get used to it, it will be better than a normal Xbox or PS3 controller.
Is this classed as a console?
It's classed as both at the moment.
Because-
it's a console version of a computer.
Now, can you play these games online multiplayer for free?
Just as much as your Steam account, yes.
Okay, so now we're looking at sort of Xbox Live being sort of pushed out of the way here, because you've got other devices like this, like the PS4, PS3, PlayStations, where you don't have to pay for an online membership, where Xbox you have to pay for Live. Now, I reckon that Xbox could, are threatened to be being pushed out of the leaderboard for people that don't want to pay £60 or however much it is per year, for their account to be, online. What do you guys think about this?
Well, I'd say that as long as you use that as long as you use your Xbox Live, then
People
it
will
is
still
worth
buy
the
it.
money. Also,
Yeah.
you're going to get games on your Xbox that the Steam box won't use, and also the Xbox is a fraction of the price. Like the Xbox, the normal Xbox, so your Elite or your Premium or what's the other one, the Arcade, they're like less than £100 these days. The Xbox One is like £400. Tom, push the door.
Yeah.
Do we need to turn the tables around now?
But then the Steam box is £1,000, and it does practically the same, but with a PC game.
Okay, pause it there for a second.
Alright.
Let me turn around the tables and make it so it's much better. With the Steam box, what they've made it so they got quite angry because it was getting really expensive for what it was, and what they wanted was a cheap version. So what they went and did is Valve went and made their own one for only $100, which has a really good graphics card in it, but all the other
What is
hardware is it's not that good in it, and that
No, but,
is called
Can we
the
hear
Steam
some
machine.
specs?
Everything inside it is pretty damn rubbish, but the graphics cards,
Yeah.
they said
Specs.
you want the
Yeah.
only thing. Okay.
Just like
I know
the
the graphics card.
outlining specs, so you know the RAM, the graphics card, the processor. Hard drive.
Okay, the graphics card and the processor. The processor will be ran about like an i3, and there will be no like hard drive and all that type of stuff, because all it does is stream stuff
What? Oh.
from different servers
Oh.
online onto your to the box and then to your screen. So it's
Oh.
more about depending on your internet and your graphics card which is in it.
But
And all
could-
they
Wait, carry
Go
on.
on.
Oh wait, no, okay, alright. Could you plug in a hard drive and then use that?
Yes.
That's alright then.
What they're making it so the graphics card in it, what they've decided is between a like a Titan GTX 660 760 or 780, so it's going to be quite a high graphics card when it comes out. And what they've said is if anyone wants to change the hard drive or change their OS or even mod it in hardware or software wise, they're allowing people to do it. So if you want to plug in a hard drive after you've only bought the $100 one, because then you can play offline, then you're allowed to do it.
That's pretty cool actually. And for $100, I mean, I'd say that's pretty worth it. But then I do have a PC or a laptop that does the exact same thing already, so why would I want to buy one of these?
Because this thing is really small and it allows multiplayer with controllers and not a keyboard. But it does allow you to plug a keyboard and mouse into it if you want, and it's more of like a social thing.
I guess it
I
has
think
that
that I think the Steam are going to have a or Valve or whoever, you know, are going to have a difficult time marketing this for people that are like, you know, that have already got in the same shoes that we are, something that they can already play the games on, and they don't actually need
Yeah.
to buy it, but they're going to want to take
That's
their
their
money.
biggest
I mean,
the only downfall they have is that.
your argument, you say that, oh, you can now do multiplayer with it because you've got multiple controllers, but then what if you're a person that never, I mean literally probably the odd time, let's say about 4 times a year, like me probably, then plays multiplayer games. I mean, I only play single player games the whole time of the year, and I mean, but by single player I mean they're multiplayer, but it only requires me to be on my computer and I'm playing with other people online. But I
it's
never
more
sit
like-
with another person in a room and play with them.
It's more family things. A bit like, you know, Steam games, they go really cheap sometimes, ridiculously cheap.
Yeah.
And if you're with like your brothers or sisters, or you have some friends around, if you want to be more social and you keep getting told off because you're not social enough because you're just on a PC all day, then you can just invite them around, put this on, and then you can play, like, think how many games are on Steam as well. Like, you could get a 50p game, which is extremely good, which you can play multiplayer with all your friends in the same house.
It
So
sounds relatively good.
It's like a LAN party, yet you don't need multiple computers. You can just have that one screen.
Especially for $100, I would take that hands down, I think. Like, but that's only
And
if
it
I
also-
actually begin playing multiplayer with other people in the same room.
Also, if you're if you're on your PC playing a game and I want to play with you, I can just go downstairs and just start playing on the Steam box and still use the same controller and be able to. The controller is really good, and I would easily be able to play with you at the same time, and other people be able to play with me on the same console whilst we're playing against you.
Fair enough.
This sounds pretty good.
So what sort of games can we see coming to this console? As in, of course, we have all the Steam games that we know and use every day if we use Steam. But then, are there any other games from areas that we wouldn't have expected to come on Steam? So, let's say, I don't know if Minecraft is on Steam. It's not, is it?
No. That's
so
what
sort
I'm
of-
saying.
So games like
It
that,
has,
or LOL.
because it's on. They'll have all the Steam games that they normally have, and because it's like as a normal console now, they're starting to get other games like Minecraft has said that they might, they will go onto it as well, and same with World of Warcraft in case anyone wants to do that.
Tom.
I would. But then you'd need a keyboard. I
Kieran.
mean, playing... Wait, carry on, guys.
All I can say, Tom, is Halo 3 on Steam. Halo 3 on Steam box.
Oh my god, that'll be
Oh
so
god,
awesome, and it is
these
going to be
are
released
amazing.
on Steam. So yeah, it'll basically just be another console with Halo on it.
But I can't
Except
imagine myself
you can
playing
improve
WoW
the graphics on it.
with a controller. I mean,
Just
like,
imagine,
you can play
I'd
it
love
with
that.
mouse,
I'd
though.
play WoW with I'd play WoW.
imagine
a
your
controller?
console,
Yeah, it'd be funny.
guys. You know how you're saying with like the graphics in the CryEngine and all that type of stuff, the engines,
Yeah.
and you're saying how they had to be put down because of the
Consoles. Yeah.
Xbox, the consoles. This one, because it's more of a PC, you
It
can
is a
mod it
PC,
to what
yeah.
you want. You can mod it
It's
to what you
genius.
want.
Depending on
So
what
you
one
can
you
put-
get.
You can put a really good graphics card in and be able to run the top graphics on the game, so it isn't modded downwards, and you can still play it as a console.
That's a point though. If when you buy it, are you able to actually add parts that you want? So could I put a fatter graphics card in it?
Yes, you can
Yeah,
add parts,
they
but the
said.
thing is, it's a very small case, so you're limited in how big the part can
Just
be.
leave the case open.
Main thing what people say is that they ask, if I got this, would I be able to customize it, like change the hardware or change
Get
the
more
OS? And they're
RAM,
like,
get better
we
graphics
will
card.
just allow you to do it. This is like a moddable thing. But the only reason why they're doing it for £100 is because it's a budget buy, and then people can improve from that original one.
Fair enough. I like that idea actually.
It's a lot better than a PS4 or an Xbox One, because at least then, if you want to have a good console, then you can make it for cheaper, and you can also just have whatever you want and play all games on it, what's on PC as well.
Yeah, I like this. This is it's cool. And when are we expecting to actually see this?
They said that the original Steam box from Valve, they said they should be releasing it in 2014, and they say it might be around December time, so
Christmas.
hopefully. Yes, so you'll be able to get it as a Christmas present.
That's a good idea to bring it out at that time, because then kids will be like, oh, I want this for Christmas, or
Yeah.
it's a good
Yeah.
marketing time of year thing.
But
Yeah.
there's tons of other different types. There's like 20 companies, let's say, and there's even like Alienware have tried to do it, and what is that? If I try and
He's gone.
He died.
no, Stefan.
Oh,
Whoa, Kieran.
Oh, that's me.
I'm joking.
Oh, you're
with
blaming
you.
me now?
Yeah, you're blaming Kieran. That's mean.
That
Shut up,
was
Kieran.
mean. That was really hurtful words.
Shout out to Lava Extract.
Ooh,
So I give those early shout outs.
Oh yeah.
you know.
The
Wow, we're on
Okay,
our
I got it up
outro.
now. Okay, guys, there is Valve, which do it. There is Cyberpower PC. It's a different one. Digital Storm, Alienware. So Alienware will be making their own, and they will be souping up to the graphics that they want. So these ones will be for the ones they'll put their own specs in it, and you probably would be able to mod it, except these are just saying, okay, this is my specs, please don't mod it, this is going to be good as it is. But that's mostly for the case and the make that you're buying it from.
Fair
But yeah,
enough.
there's tons more. There's like the Falcon.
Well, I'm guessing because
there's
it's like a
iBuyte
PC,
Power.
and as you said earlier, oh, it's a small case, you wouldn't be able to add your own parts. You could just take out those parts and put them in a bigger case, right?
Yeah,
There we go.
and there's also Gigabyte who do it.
So
So yeah, quite a lot of people are doing it.
You're getting a cheap and upgradable and efficient, I guess, because it would run, I guess, a few games and whatever if it's the $100 one. But it could. I can see value
Even
in
think
this.
about think about people who are just starting off gaming as a general. Like, they think, oh yeah, I want to get like a cheap PC, but I want to be able to play PC games and all that type of stuff. You can buy this and still use you can either use a controller, so it's like you can use the controller and the keyboard and mouse at the same time. Well, as different things, so you could have it between a computer and a console, so it already saves the price of buying both of them. You can just have a single one, and you can buy that as original one, play the games, and then you can upgrade it over time like a PC.
Can I just point out to all the listeners that we aren't American? We're not American. All this stuff with dollars and bucks, that is just these guys. We're not American. We are
That-
I think they
Just
could
the
tell that we're
original
not
price is what
American.
they
I
do.
mean, listen to our accents.
America. That was the
That
worst
was the
American accent I could have
worst
possibly
American
done.
accent I've ever heard.
You're just gonna go America. You don't even put the H.
America. Oh, that was
Tom.
awful. I feel ashamed.
Wow.
Oh dear.
Yeah, you're like, I'm American.
America.
Wow, that was just absolutely terrible.
Wow.
Never do
I
that
feel
again,
ashamed.
please.
Oh, don't worry, I won't.
So,
Oh dear.
on to my subject. Does anyone have any questions about it?
The box? No, I've pretty much asked every question that I want to ask.
Tom?
Yeah, I'm done. I'm sorted. I didn't really ask any questions, so it's
Kieran?
really don't have any questions. But yeah.
Have you got any, Kieran?
No, I'm pretty good on the questions. Steambox seems to make sense to me, so I don't really have any complaints.
It's good for starting out people, and I get how people are saying, oh yeah, but what about my Steam account? It's like, it's for beginners mostly, and people who want to have more of a console than just PC gaming.
Nice. Okay, so is that topic done?
Yep.
Okay, so
Okay.
let's move on to the next one, shall we? This is going to be like a rather short topic, but I feel it has to go out there since it's something that a lot of people have heard of these days. It is Goat Simulator. I think everyone has now heard of this. It is quite
It's an awesome game.
quite an awesome, quite funny, quite hyped game. It is really something new, something we haven't experienced before. Although there are a lot, and I mean a lot, of simulators, this is still something that has widened the eyes of many people. Okay, so what I'm
But
going to
it's
talk
free
about,
roam.
I'm not actually just going to talk about Goat Simulator itself. This is that everyone knows what it is. Like, if you don't, then there are many
You
YouTube
just
videos
made
about
that
this.
noise.
That was Kieran, I think.
Wow, that actually looks sounding quite realistic.
Oh god. Okay, whatever. So basically what I'm going to talk about is the Goat Simulator physical copy. They're actually going to release a physical copy in the UK. I'm not sure about other countries, sorry, not companies, but it may go to other countries. I'm presuming it will definitely go to the US and some other parts of Europe. But, so basically, there's not much said about what they actually will be releasing. Like, my presumption, since it's a physical copy, there will be the game disc, there will be the manual, there'll be the box, all that cool stuff. But there is one thing that I'm going to quote what they said. They said, buyers will receive a box emblazoned with the face of Satan's most cuddly terrestrial envoy. So to me, that means a
I know
really
that is.
demonic goat sort of thing. And it's a teddy bear and stuff. So that, to me,
Have any-
is a really awesome selling point, because I just want
Dennis.
one. Yeah?
Have you actually played Goat Simulator? You
Around my
personally?
friend's house.
I have never played it.
Because you can actually be a demonic like goat which looks evil, and it's from like hell and all that type of stuff, which spawns in goats and all that type of stuff. And it's just like a mask of just the hell.
Well, that is just awesome.
They,
So it could be
they
that.
can take my money.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
just-
want this. They haven't actually like set a price yet. They've basically released it, but they haven't released it. They haven't set a price. But my presumption is like any other game. I mean, how much is this originally? It's £7.
It will probably be ran about the same as if you didn't have a discount on it.
Yeah, but I think right now it's about £7 for the digital copy. So I'm gonna say for the real copy, maximum, considering there's a teddy bear, the box, the manuals, and all that stuff, £30 maximum. That's my presumption. They could go more just because of the value of Goat Simulator, how hyped it is, but I don't think it should go above that, honestly. What do you guys think?
It probably won't go any more than that.
When you pay for a game, you're not just paying for the game. You're paying for the name that they have made for themselves. I'm guessing, because if it's a really popular game, the price is going to be more than if it was a game that's not really that well known, but
what
could
is
be
a
really
game?
good quality. Oh, sorry, guy.
But
like-
what is a game?
But like, it's like what you just said there. You're paying for the name and stuff. That's just like with Apple. Their products aren't the best, but you are paying for their quality product. I mean, it's not.
Oh.
It's not necessarily the most amazing hardware. Your PC will thrash it at a fraction of the price, but they do have some nice looking products, and they've built themselves a name. I mean, back in the I'm not really big on this, but back in the day, Apple used to be better than PC.
You just wait
It
for the
was.
next topic.
Yes, sorry, I'm gonna go back into Goat Simulator, but yes, that's pretty much all I've like actually been able to find out about Goat Simulator. It's pretty much that's all there is. But
It's a really good game in general, as like, you know, when you play a game for a while and then it's like quite competitive, and then you get bored of it because you just want to have a game where you're just sitting there and you're relaxing, you're just walking around free roam, a bit like GTA, how you're just free roaming and that, and Gmod, it's all the same, but it's like one of them. It's where you can just go around, do what you want in the free roam world, and it's like there's no time limit or anything like that. It's just play by yourself at your own speed.
exactly, and it's more of a chill game. You don't actually have to worry about leveling up. It's a really enjoyable experience that a lot of people can actually get into, and it can give you quite a lot of laughs.
What do you actually do in Goat Simulator? What's
You are
You
a goat.
simulate goats.
You're a goat which goes round and punches people and jumps
Licks
and
things.
does anything you
I
want.
think your tongue plays quite a big part in it.
Yes.
But
If
how
anyone
does the
wants
goat
to
actually have
know-
animations? Does the goat actually have animations for all this stuff, or is it just like do
Yeah.
it in front of you?
It walks around,
You
it
do,
climbs up
yeah.
the ladder by spazzing out its face for some reason.
I saw that.
It's fun. It's really fun.
It's a good game, and it's a really good price as well. I mean, £7, you can't go wrong. I mean, of course, the digital
Do you
copy is
know-
going to be more.
Beer
but,
back going to Pirate
know.
Bay.
Dennis,
No, I'm joking.
Tut, tut, tut.
Dennis, do you know what they might do when they bring out the hard copy? They might actually bring out multiplayer, because most simulators at the moment, whenever they come out properly, they actually have a multiplayer. And think how good this game would be once it comes out multiplayer.
I think it could be hilarious in multiplayer.
It would be awesome.
Yeah, it'd just be one giant goat war, really.
We'll
There
all
we
just
go.
be ragdolling everywhere. The ragdoll effect is so awesome.
But what do you guys think? Do you think
Yeah.
this will actually sell, the physical copy? Do you think a lot of people will actually buy this?
Well,
Did you
I
actually
for
play?
one will buy it.
What other simulator games have you actually bought?
Oh, Roller Coaster Tycoon 2.
It's one of those games where you start playing for a while, and then
Aeroplane,
it's like,
Microsoft.
okay, it's got a bit boring now, and then you go off it for a bit. So it might just be like one of them. You go off it after a while, but this one's more of like because it's a smaller map, and there's less to do. It's literally just go around, hit what you want. Then it might actually be a bit more funny as with your friends or anything like that. Or they might have to add objectives to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that happening.
Challenges would be cool if they added that into multiplayer,
Yeah.
like challenges and stuff.
Or events where you play with your friends, and it's like first one to this area.
I can't
the
believe
first
you
one to
guys
fly
in
on
this
top
game
of a hill.
seriously.
You can't believe
It's
This is
a
a game.
It's a
already.
It needs
fun game.
Xbox
PC
achievements.
games.
It needs more tighter graphics. It needs more difficulty. It needs
And
an insane
LEDs.
hardcore mode.
It needs LEDs, yeah.
It doesn't. That's the reason why it's so good, because it doesn't have any difficulty. It's just free reign relax.
It is a good game.
I watched the trailer, which is taking the mick out of the Dead Island one, and it looked opposite of relaxed. It looks like hell. There's a guy
Just
running
watch-
on
It's
fire.
brilliant.
Watch a YouTube video of like random people playing it. They just have no clue what they're doing, but they're just laughing their head off.
You'll find all the big YouTubers have played it, PewDiePie and all that.
PewDiePie.
PewDiePie.
Okay,
Alright.
Tom. Oh god, no, effects everywhere.
Okay, so that's all I've actually been able to find out about this topic. So it's up to you guys. Should we now move on, or is there anything else you guys want to ask?
I don't mind. Are we gonna take a break at all? Or I don't know what's going on.
Oh yeah. We'll have a quick 5-minute break to quickly go toilet and grab some water and stuff, and then we will
I
be
need to
back.
go.
And you need to what?
I want Cow Simulator.
I need to go to the toilet.
Oh, I was about to
So
say.
hurry up.
He's
Thank you, Ewan. Thank you,
You
Ewan.
need to dump. Alright.
I
we
never
have
said
Cat
take a
Simulator?
dump.
Cat Simulator, really? Wow.
Why
Okay.
can't we?
Lord Jesus.
Okay,
Oh,
you guys
Cat
can all go for
Simulator.
your breaks. We'll be, and we'll be
No,
live again in 5
Bee
minutes.
simulator.
I'm gonna stay on the stream though and talk to the viewers if there is any.
To the lovely people.
You're
Okay.
sad, Dennis. You're
I'm
so
not
sad.
sad.
I know. I can stay if you want. I don't mind. I can talk about my topic if you
Well,
want.
do you need a toilet or not?
No, I'm cool.
Alright, good. So it's only you and that need to poop.
What you guys? No, I don't need a poop. What were you guys?
I don't need a poop.
Only if this bit was on film. This is the funny
is on
stuff where you
film.
just relax. You just... Oh, is it?
Oh,
yes.
Okay. So this is the funny stuff about the stream, which no one actually listens to, because we're all
Yeah.
serious when we're actually doing the stream, but when we're not doing the stream, it's just talking
Go
about
take your
random
poop
stuff.
already. God.
Yeah, go on,
Go
go.
let the turtles out
Okay.
the cage.
I'll let the turtles out of the cage and crawl up.
I
Yeah.
don't want to know. Just go up and do it.
Go make diarrhea
Leave.
and
Leave now. Go.
Oh,
Scary
okay,
person.
right. So, moving on.
Swiftly.
Okay, so we going on to my topic now?
No. We'll quickly just see how the viewers are doing. So anyone watching want to
Okay.
post some stuff
Good
in
day
the
at school?
chat? Yeah, good day at school. So we have a guy called, or a girl, I'm not sure, Cat27, and she or he says, "Hey guys, nice podcast so far, very interesting." Thank you, Cat. That's really cool.
Where did you say that? I
Aw.
didn't see anything about that.
In the
I
chat.
didn't see any.
Would you
I
like
didn't
me
see
to
anything in the
screenshot
chat.
it?
I don't see anything in the chat. I'm scared.
Really? Maybe your chat's
Yeah.
broke. Did you
Let me
refresh
have
it?
No,
a look.
maybe you're
Let me have a
broke. How
look.
about maybe
I'm
you're
seeing
broke,
Cat
I'm not
27.
broke.
Hey guys, nice podcast so far.
There
Very
you go, It's on
interesting.
stream now. It's
You
on
have to rub it in
stream.
my
Be happy.
face, Tom.
Oh, well, I'm sorry, Kieran.
I
Yeah.
can't. Where?
Look on stream. It's on there.
I can't. The stream's delayed, Dennis. Don't chat rubbish to me.
See,
like
no
20
one can have a dump that long, that quick.
That was rapid.
What do you
you
mean that
Ah,
long?
So nice.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
That's
Ewan,
like a super
I
dumb.
beg to
Such
differ.
friendly.
Alright, I beg to differ.
Wow.
All you gotta do is
You must
squat and
squeeze it
run.
fast.
Run.
Squat, make chicken noises.
It's like, there you go, I did it.
Chicken simulator.
Dude, that
Oh
just sounded
yes,
so
chicken
wrong.
simulator. Tom, me
Oh,
and you,
yes,
we're making
chicken
that.
simulator,
We're
that'd
doing
be
that.
Is
awesome.
that
Yes,
actually
we
It's
can
a
make
such
that.
thing.
DirectX 11 powered.
Oh
my god.
my god, you guys are not
Wow,
gonna make
that'd
a
be
chicken
awesome.
simulator.
Eh,
Oh,
Yes,
for God's
do
sake.
it. Please do it.
Level 69
Do
chicken.
Level 69. It'd be like a massive take of WoW.
Oh wow. Alright, so seeing that we're all back and we've all got our drinks and whatever, let's just move on to the next subject. So what we got now is we got the iOS 8, which Tom is going to take the wheel of, and there we go, Tom. So how about you introduce us to iOS 8?
Okay, so, right, we don't really know much about iOS 8 or, what we're expecting from it, but Apple have been in the news a bit recently and about kids spending quite a bit of money on in-app purchases. Now, obviously, this is annoying parents, but this was in iOS 7, and iOS 7 has sort of locked it down a bit, but quite not enough to really, stop this sort of stuff happening. So, we've got the new generation of iOS coming out, and we've had iOS 6 for quite a long time. You buy a new iPhone, you got iOS 6 on it, and I've got iOS 7. Now, I'm just going to ask you guys, what are your thoughts of iOS 7? What do you like or dislike about it?
It's lovely. I just love it.
Okay.
It's
What's
because
an
I'm a iPhone person when it comes to when it comes to Apple, it's when it's mobile devices which I like, but not when it comes to software because
Okay.
gaming related is really bad.
Okay, just for the record, you and iOS is software. Okay, so
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying it's good on phones, but not when it comes to computers.
So iOS 7 has brought a lot of new features, and especially they've brought a lot of colour. Now compared to iOS 6, where it was the sort of same sort of thing here and there, they now brought a lot of colour in. There's 3D effects and everything like that, and it's all quite exciting. Now, some people don't like the colour that they've brought into iOS 7. Some people prefer iOS 6. I don't really mind that much. I'm not an Apple user. If you watch the previous shows, you'll know that I am an Android user and I'm an Android worshipper.
If anything, it should be me talking about this.
Oh, Blair.
But yeah, because
iOS 7.
I'm the only one who actually has a heart for it.
Yeah, I know, but I needed something to talk about. But anyways, so iOS 7 have brought in a few new features. So stuff like they've brought in color, they've brought in stuff like control center. So when you flick up from the bottom, you've got stuff like your flashlight, your different volumes, and your music, all quite nice. Now, what I'm thinking about is iOS 7 is good, but what can we do to make iOS 8 great? Now, what sort of thing do we not like about iOS? Ewan, maybe kick us off this if you're an Apple user.
whenever they upgrade to like a new software, it's not much of a difference from the past one. They've only upgraded like one or two things. They've hardly upgraded it at all. But hopefully they'll be able to make it a lot better next time.
Yeah, and okay, I'll start off with saying some of the things we could get rid of from iOS 7 to make iOS 8 even better than we've got already is bloatware. Now, for people that don't know, it's bloatware. It's stuff like stocks that you're never ever going to use unless you actually use stocks. Then cool. But yeah, it's something that you're not going to use, and you don't really need it, and you want to be able to get rid of it, but you can't. And it's there, and you're stuck with it. And that's maybe space on your device where it's precious, especially when with Apple, especially the more memory that you're getting, the more expensive the device is. Now, there's already a lot of money anyway for an Apple device, but hey. So maybe in iOS 8 we can get rid of those, and maybe we could either hide them or just get rid of them or uninstall them if we don't want them. So maybe stop locking down Apple as much as they have been done in the past, because that's really annoying, especially for some of the users that want to take the full potential of their phone and really go for it, but they can't because they're filled up with this space that they've got for stuff that they don't really need. Maybe some of the other stuff that they can put onto iOS 8 that maybe isn't in iOS 7 is App Store. Now, the App Store that they've got is quite good, and it's quite advanced. It's maybe a bit more advanced than Play Store or Market from Android, or the BlackBerry Market, or something like that. But maybe they need to take a page out of the book from Windows Phone. Now, Windows Phone have got an App Store where they can use trials. And especially stuff like that, or if you've got Windows 8 or Windows 8.1, you can trial apps on there as well. Maybe that would be a good thing, because you want to make sure that before you go and buy something, that you're okay, and you sort of it runs nicely on my device. Okay, it does that. Is it nice? Am I going to want to go and spend 70-80p on this? Well, yeah, maybe not. Or so this is going to engage more users. They're probably going to get a boost there. Probably going to boost their the amount of people that buy the apps. Maybe you don't want to be able to fussing about with things like refunds, because you don't really want to be doing stuff like that. But if you could trial the app, you're okay. Now, one thing in iOS 7, now I didn't know this until a little while ago, is that you send an email and Apple are really pushing towards productivity, and especially when businesses and stuff like this are turning to Apple, and I know that a company I work for, they do, but you can't actually attach a document to an email, and especially for business, that's a big letdown. And it's something so simple. Why can't we do it? And so maybe if they were to put that into iOS 8, that would be really, really good, and something that they can really advance on. Now, I have to admit that Apple are ahead of the curve for a lot of their software. Now, maybe for stuff like the iPhone 6, not saying it's going to be released, not saying anything about it, but it could be, maybe. Now, that's
it will be released.
Yeah, I can imagine it will be. They're pushing them out left, right, and centre. But I can imagine that it's thought to have a wider screen, a screen that takes up all of the device from left to right, instead of it being that little black bit around the side. So they get rid of that, use the whole of the device. Now, one thing that they've put into iOS 7, and I think it was in iOS 6 as well, is that the app settings. Now, if you have an app on Android and you want to change the settings in the app, so for example, if you were to install something like Real Racing and you want to go and change the app settings, you can't do that from the app. You have to go out of the app, into the settings of the device, and then change it from there. Now, that's a big nuisance, because you want all the things in one place just from what you've got. So maybe that's something that they can improve on when making iOS 8 great. Now, FaceTime. Who's used FaceTime? Anyone?
I've used it.
No.
And you like it?
I don't like it in general because it's not as good as Skype because of the quality. I've seen it, and the sound quality. The sound quality and the camera quality isn't as good on Skype with the same internet speed.
Okay, so what we're looking at here is FaceTime. We've got other applications like Skype, and we've got Google Hangouts, they're really pushing for this as well. But for people that can hang out, so we've got, say we want to hang out, we've got me, you, and all your friends, they want to hang out in one place with multi-video. Now Skype can do this, Google Hangouts can do this. Why can't FaceTime? Now, so that's maybe something they can bring into iOS 8, update FaceTime so you can have more than one person in the call. Maybe if it's a conference, especially again if they're pushing towards businesses, this is something that they're going to need for conferences and stuff like that, where it would just be easier, making things easier on the go as well. So I mean, then maybe they're dropping a bit behind there because you've got Skype and Google Hangouts. They're really pushing towards this. Use us, we're really good. And Apple are like, oh, hang on, we can only do one person at a time or two people at a time, and that's it really. Sorry. Now, the notification bar on iOS 7 seems to be, I've sort of looked at it a bit, seems to be quite clogged full of stuff, especially if you've got your apps that are notifying you, this is done, this is happening, you haven't played this in a while, come back. So that's really, something that's annoying a lot of users. And I don't know, do you have this on your devices at all? You and maybe Dennis, do you have this on your devices?
Just bear with me for a second, I'm setting up the XSplit thing.
Okay.
I don't have it on my device.
You don't have it on your device. Okay, so iOS 7, I think they've sort of been using, they've got a lot of stuff in the notification bar. There's not always you can get rid of. That's fine, that's cool, but maybe cut it down a bit because it gets quite annoying. Now, something that we've got a lot of other competitors doing, like Samsung and other devices, they're being able to use two apps on screen at once. So this is, I've got this on my phone, I've got the Samsung Galaxy S4 active, where I can use, for example, YouTube and messaging at the same time, where I can drop them. Now, especially for quite a big device, you can use two apps at the same time. And again, they're really pushing towards this on Windows, where, really multitasking, you can drag and drop stuff, and using Snap a lot more. Well, maybe we can use this a lot more in iOS 8. Some people aren't liking the idea, but if you've got YouTube and you're watching your video or whatever you've got on the bottom and messaging or Hangouts or whatever you've got at the top, multitasking seems to be quite a big thing, especially with the way that technology is going. Can the Apple hardware in an iPhone take this? Well, maybe in the iPhone 6 if that gets released, maybe. In the iPhone 5 or iPhone 5S or C, then I don't know. But that's not something they're going to really have to worry about. Will people have to pay for the upgrade to go from iOS 7 or iOS 6 to iOS 8? Well, firstly, you've got to think about these few things. Is your device capable of running iOS 8? Is it going to be something that's really, draining your battery? They've got to make sure about that as well. They've got to make sure that... Go on.
Could I say anything? Okay.
Go for it.
Quite a lot of iPhones at the moment, and it's the same with my iPhone, where every single time they release a new iPhone, they'll only release enough updates to carry on 3 iPhones in the generation. I've seen it. And they've made it so it's like, and if it goes past the 3, like if they create a new one, then the 4th one is normally out of date. And you can't upgrade it. That means it won't allow you to install any more of the apps because the apps have updated to that particular software, which is quite annoying. That's what Apple have done to get quite a lot of people to start getting the new iPhones.
Okay, so that's definitely something that we've got to consider, whether or not your device will be eligible for the upgrade. Now, especially like we talked about last week, if your device is eligible for the 4.4 KitKat update, which I still haven't got today, but hey ho. So you've got to really sort of worry about, is your device actually going to be getting the upgrade to iOS 8? If you've got a new device, I think Lewis, he's not on the show this week, but hopefully he will be next week. He's gone out and bought a new iPhone, got iOS 7 on there, and was programming Siri to say some really, really nasty things.
That was funny.
That was funny.
Everyone laugh.
It did, yeah. But so you've got to be sort of worrying about whether or not your device can take this update. One last thing I'm just going to talk about quickly is the 5-finger gesture. Or now I've seen this especially on iPads when you've got a bigger screen, you can sort of have the 5 fingers. Is where you've got sort of things where you can switch between apps, close apps, just sort of by pinching, and it's really, really, really cool. Are they going to make this sort of bigger? Are they going to make this more of a thing? More it's going to be more widely used in iOS 8? I don't know. Maybe. I think it would be good. Something that for an Android user, my girlfriend that has an iPad, sort of like, ooh, wow, that's pretty cool. And then can I go do that? Well, no, I can't. But so maybe that we're ahead of the curve. I think that's probably something that they need to consider and probably work on a bit more. Something that they've already got, something that upper hand that they can really work at. Does anyone have any questions, really?
Not at the moment. Besides, quite a lot of it's really annoying when you have iPhone stuff, which only allows you to do on iPhone, and it's quite advanced for the iPhone. And then like when I see you, and then you have all these other things like portable hotspots, that thing where you can control boards and all that lot. I can't do that on my iPhone, which is quite annoying. So quite a lot of things aren't compatible with each device, which I think if they want to get further into creating a better device, they want to be able to make it compatible with their competitors as well.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's something they go for it. Go talk.
I just like reopened my Facebook, yeah, because I usually have it closed during the show, and I look at messages from you, and what's this goat?
Oh dear.
Oh god, I'm gonna put that on screen.
That's so funny.
Putting it on screen now, like, oh, nice.
It was just whilst the chat's just been on whilst
Nice.
whilst the chat's stream's been on.
I forgot about that. Yeah, I don't know. This normally happens while we're on stream. I just sort of comment and things
You were
last
talking
time.
about needing a dump the other week.
Last time you needed a dump.
That urge was unreal.
Oh,
Unreal. You have no idea. So
Cross
yeah,
those legs, boy.
I was. Trust me, I was like triple crossing them.
Oh,
Them white teeth though.
So yeah. If anyone has any questions in the chat or watching this live, then please, put it in the side bar chat thing. If you're on YouTube and watching this later, comment below and I'll try my best to answer any of your questions.
We have a person in chat, Cat.
We have a question!
We have, what really annoys me about Apple upgrades is the fact that they demand so much memory to upgrade, yet they actually removed the last iOS and then put the newer iOS on. It's silly. You delete the apps to make room for the upgrades, then you have to put the apps back on once it's upgraded, and I just find it silly. Android for the win, love heart.
Well then.
And
okay,
we have RTFM fan.
No, it.
We have a guy called RTFM fan saying stream.
Okay.
See,
Everybody,
when it
remember,
comes-
if you have enjoyed this podcast, then click the follow button below. Helps us
Follow.
out.
Yep, and if you like the
Follow me, you
YouTube
weirdo.
video and you're watching it back, click the like button, comment, subscribe, share with your family. Eat around the dinner table and watch
Sponsor.
RTFM radio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
wow.
Heck, we've got a new iOS now. You can watch us while you're taking a dump.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
Yeah,
My
you can
God.
watch us on that new IS.
You don't want to listen
iOS.
to Ewan though, so when he comes on, just skip him. Make sure you do that.
Yeah, just to sort of
What?
skip ahead.
Oh, okay, yeah. Just skip ahead when you see me talking about the Steambox. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's already all I've got. I've gone through my list of things. I had like a page and a half, and that went really quickly. But that sort of happens, doesn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, if anyone's got any questions in the chat on YouTube, comment below. If you're watching live, comment on the side. Or any of the people that I'm talking to right now, if you've got any questions,
Nope.
ask away.
That's me done. And
I
I
have
think
to- I
we
have to
should
take
move
this-
on to the next subject.
I'm good.
I have to let this go off my screen. It's gonna make me laugh.
Alright.
Yeah.
Okay, so what?
Sorted.
The next subject, what we're going to talk about, is something that has been really going mental on Facebook for the past couple of days. You may have heard of it, you may have not. But it's called the Atari Dig. You may have heard of it. Basically, there's an urban legend that about 30, 40 years ago, the creators of the game E.T. for the Atari were so embarrassed about their game that they decided to bury it and get rid of everything and hide it in the New Mexico desert. And because this is an urban legend, I think it's Microsoft, isn't it, that wanted to go find it? Kieran, did you read that earlier?
I don't know.
Yeah, Microsoft did
It's
it. up.
Microsoft where I was like, yep, let's spend loads of taxpayers' money on digging up some rubbish cartridges which a game that no one likes.
Do we pay
Yeah.
tax for Microsoft?
So basically,
No, we don't, but they do. Americans do.
So
Oh, okay.
basically, yeah, they've gone digging and they have actually uncovered them, and it turns out the urban legend was true. This is a really, really cool thing. I never really knew about it until now. But I still
bet.
think it's really, really awesome. What do you guys think?
If they did put it there, they're probably just face palming right now.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I need a little bit of catching up here. Atari, who are they?
Oh,
Get out! Get out! Get out!
Love you, Kieran.
Out now!
I was asking for for the listener's point of view. Come on.
Oh, but what is an Atari?
Kieran,
So,
go
from a
ahead and
listener's
explain
point
that,
of view.
sure.
Please forgive me, Kieran.
The Atari is a 1980s, I think it's a 1980s game console which was either 8-bit color or monochrome, and it was quite a big thing back then. There you go. That's what you need to know.
One of the
Welcome,
first consoles,
Kieran.
right?
One of the first, indeed. In fact, let me get the Wikipedia page right now for you. So you're so like not in the know.
Oh no, I'm retarded.
Yeah, Tom.
It was
Casual.
so good though.
Okay, here we are. Atari 2600 is a video game console released in 1977. 1977.
Right, that was before I was born. How am I supposed to know about this?
Because
It's a famous console.
yeah.
Clocked at 1.19 megahertz. Oh my god.
Didn't your parents ever like game?
Okay,
One second, let me ask
guys.
my mum.
The question why
Or dream
everyone
about it, I don't
is, the question why everyone's wondering about this, the same question is, why were they so ashamed about the game, and why is it such a bad game? Because it came out so
sucked.
early. How is it that bad? It came out so long ago.
The gameplay was apparently really bad and it was buggy.
Yeah, but back to that time. But sorry.
When
But
something
back
isn't
then-
fun, something isn't fun. You don't have to be from 1997 or 1960 to know that. If
Back
something's
then,
rubbish,
though,
it's rubbish.
games back then weren't that good anyway.
Back
And
then,
this
no.
game was probably around about the same amount. It was equally as bad, probably.
Back then, games were good because people could enjoy them. People didn't. You think people didn't enjoy Tetris? People didn't enjoy Pong? What about
Yeah,
Pac-Man,
no,
you?
was
but
like
this
gay.
this had
Pac-Man,
a
Ewan.
story.
Pac-Man.
Even if the story was
Bro.
rubbish, like you get indie games and games like
It's Piff
it's like normal games aren't as good as that game.
Kieran.
You still get bad games now.
Kieran.
Yeah,
It's Piff Fam.
it's Piff game.
Okay.
Send the word again, G.
Alright, so basically, yeah, pretty much explained it. They have dug it up. They have found these like a lot of them. I was about to swear then, but a lot of these games, and genuinely a huge amount. There's people that are saying, "Oh, I wonder if these still work." They probably don't. Apparently, there's something about these.
How did they find them?
Because it was urban legend, and they kind of just said, "Oh, it's in New Mexico desert. Let's just dig somewhere."
Yeah, no, but there is such a massive desert. How did they find the exact place where it was going to be?
I'm sure they've been looking for quite a while.
I think it's fake.
Nah, it's real. There's video footage.
Okay, I'll
Fake
look it
and
up.
gay.
Someone just got owned.
Fuck. Okay, so let's see. What does it say? A lot of residents actually came and had a look and watched. You know the annoying thing? My cousin lives in New Mexico, and I really want to be him right now because I would go there and watch. That would be so awesome.
Definitely.
Shout out to Ryan. I love you, buddy. All right, there we go. So is that next topic dry? Because I didn't read into it enough. I just know the basics.
I know,
of
I
it.
should have read into it more before we sort of came onto the show, but yeah.
See, instead of like just throwing them in a dumpster or something like that in the desert, they should have just given them to like people who need them, like Africans
Yeah,
who need
but
to
the
take their
thing is,
mind
the
off stuff.
Atari, I'm guessing, was really expensive back then. Cause,
And they could
you
they
know.
could probably sell them for actually more scrap money than they're actually worth.
Isn't the Atari extremely expensive nowadays because of how old and vintage?
Yeah,
it is?
Atari in general, the company is extremely good.
Yeah. Alright, anyways, so let's move on to our next topic. This is going to be... Actually, it's a follow-up of... I don't know if you guys watched, I think this was the first episode. We spoke about the Omni treadmill, which is something that is highly looked forward to for people that especially play FPSs and stuff like that, where you're able to kind of run and use your real legs in order to move in game and jump, and it will make you move in game and stuff like that. And this paired up with the Oculus Rift would be just such an amazing gaming experience that it's something that just everyone has always been looking forward to, and it's the next gen. I'm gonna call it that. I don't know.
If you could have a word, it would be immense.
Yeah, that's pretty well to sum it up like that.
No, if you could have a word, it would be Piff Fam.
Piff-em, yeah, exactly.
It would be so realistic that you won't want to play it because you'd just be worn out.
Yeah, it's something that, no offense to the larger people, I'm wondering how they would fit in. If you look in the picture, there's like a circle where his hips are going. I'm wondering how the larger people go in there, and
It's
also
for gamers who want exercise at the same time.
yeah, and also
Play a bit Call of Duty and do free running.
Everything like treadmills and stuff and bikes, they all have weight limits. I mean, what is the weight limit of this? Would it break if someone larger fell on it, went on it, and two people went on it?
Oh!
Damn, you just. Oh wow, that was deep stuff.
Oh man. Okay, so basically
Okay,
what my
not
follow-up
valid,
was
though.
supposed to be leading to, now that we've explained what the treadmill is, just in case you missed the first episode, which I suggest you go and watch, although we were less comfortable as we are now. We were a lot of us were more nervous and saying all the time, you know. But whatever, you can go watch it and laugh at how embarrassing it is.
Yeah.
So basically, the follow-up is about how they've received, the company that make the treadmill, I'm guessing the company is Omni, I actually don't know, I'm not that great at this. They have actually received $3 million to increase the production and distribution of the product. This means that the treadmill will be available to us in the UK as well as just in the US as well, and stuff like that. It's just, I think it came from a person from the US that wanted to, it's a donator, so someone donated $3 million to increase the distribution and production of the product. So yeah, that's basically all that I had to say, because I just wanted to give you guys an update on that particular subject. But what do you guys think? I think it could be pretty badass that they are bringing it over to the UK and stuff like that.
This is gonna make gaming so much better.
It'll be so nice.
You're gonna need space.
It's
though.
like, if you see quite a lot of YouTubers, they're like, oh, okay, I'm gonna have to go now because I need to go to the gym or something like that. And then this will just be like, no, don't need to go to the gym. I'm just going to play on this for a bit.
God, you can get some really sweaty though. Imagine on a hot day as well.
Yeah, but even you could just you could put the Oculus Rift on and then make it so you're on a beach and you can just run along the beach.
Oh wow, because
how nice would that be?
That'd be amazing, wouldn't it? I don't know. I don't think that'd be great. I think that games like, no offense, I know that you guys don't like COD, but I think that games like COD, Battlefield, Titanfall would be amazing with something like this.
Oh my
It
god!
would be
How
quite
the
hard
heck
to make,
would
though.
you use that with Titanfall?
Yeah,
You've got no
running
walls
up a
to run
wall.
on. You've got.
Imagine that though, because the Oculus Rift could make you kind of fall over. Because you'd think that you're like sideways and you'd kind of lean and then fall over. Oh god, it would be. I just want to know how many bad things can happen with this. I'm not sure if it's going to go well.
The health and safety will be really high. It's just going to be like, do stuff at your own risk, really. But yeah, they're going to say like full supervision and all that lot.
Tom, really?
What did I do?
What you just posted in
you've seen it.
Facebook. I'm going to put that on the screen as well,
Go
just
on,
because.
you do that.
Oh, for God's sake! You're turning this stream into Goat Simulator.
That is alright. Wow.
Seen by you and
the
then Dennis.
Oh wow. Okay, anyways, so that's basically my little update on that topic. If there's anything else, I will update you in the weeks to come, or the episodes, whatever you want to call it. And now we're going to move on to our final subject of the evening, which is not really a massive subject. It is fairly basic, but I thought it had to be mentioned because there are a lot of Minecraft players out there, and this is Minecraft Realms. You've probably heard of it if you've logged into the game recently. There is now a new tab at the bottom called Minecraft Realms. It's now out, and it costs you £8 or $13 cheaper for larger packages. That's per month, by the way, so it's £8 a month. But say if you bought a 6-month package, it would be cheaper in the long run, if you get what I mean. The benefit of this is probably the parents can now trust that the kids are on a server with just their friends and not people that could potentially bully them and stuff like that. So it can be a benefit. Do you guys see that as a benefit and stuff like that?
It's something you could just have whitelisting.
Do you guys think that the price is a bit high, £8 a month if you wanted to do it as months?
It's overpriced.
Yeah,
Trust me,
£8 a
you can
month
get it.
is something that you could like pay a phone contract for, and that not for a game.
You can get one really cheap, and all you have to do is just whitelist it, really.
Yeah, I mean, I I've had servers that I've paid for before, and they were only £2 a month, and they.
What you've got to bear in mind is that a lot of kids play Minecraft, and these cool YouTubers that are like have their own server, and they're like, oh, I want to get my own server. And have you ever tried to set up a Minecraft server before? It's a pain in the ass.
It's a bit
Actually, no,
advanced
it's not that
for
hard
a
anymore.
child. It's a bit advanced for a child.
Yeah, for a child.
Yeah, so
Child
this
is hard.
Minecraft Realms makes it accessible and easy for them to set up their own Minecraft server. The only downside is that they can't use mods or any texture packs.
Oh
on the
no,
server.
But-
you can add mods
Yeah, you
to
can.
it.
Oh really?
What you,
Yep.
but yeah, but what you can do is you can just go on a normal one. It's probably not as trusted, but you can go on a normal server hoster and still buy one for cheaper.
True.
It has
true.
other cool features as well. That, for example, it has an auto backup feature, so you're able to go back if your world all of a sudden just gets corrupt, or if your friend turns into an idiot and kind of blows stuff up. It also has the feature that I don't know if you can disable, which I probably would, where it hosts mini games every so often. So like every day, it would have a mini game on the server that Mojang, the company that are doing this, will run. And to me, that I don't know if that takes the vanilla feel away from it. If I wanted it to be a vanilla server, but it could be cool. I mean, if they have an option to disable it, then I would look into this more. But if they don't, then I'd be a bit annoyed. My main question about that is just, will it remove the vanilla feel? Because that's I don't like playing Minecraft in different mods anymore. The vanilla is how I like it. Are you about to ask what does vanilla mean?
Yeah.
Okay,
No,
vanilla
is just
means
basically
it's the raw copy of the game. It has no mods, nothing added to it. Vanilla, it's raw. That's it.
I don't like it.
That makes
much.
sense.
It gets boring very quickly, and you can still like activate it so it has no mods on it if you don't want, unless the mods are client side, which people can still put on, like raise minimap and that type of stuff.
Yeah. And the final thing that I found out about this Minecraft Realms is it's actually just exclusive to the PC. It was only exclusive to the US, but now it has recently just come over to the UK. To me, the whole point of it being exclusive to PC is pretty awesome, considering this game was originated from PC, and it is more of a... I'd say this game is better on PC than it is on console, just due to the fact that using a mouse and keyboard is, in my opinion, easier to play this game with. It just feels better, you know? But they have said that later on this year, apparently, they will release it out for the Xbox as well, which I think is also a cool option. But yeah, I haven't actually played on the Xbox. I played on PS3, and to me it seems like a good experience. But is there actually some sort of server system already on there?
Yeah, there is. There's tons of server systems already.
Oh.
There's so many people like who are actually server hosters at the moment. It's like you'll find the majority of server hosters are actually just hosting Minecraft now. Like
Wow.
even the ones that just host normal websites, they'll host a Minecraft server as well.
Fair enough. Okay, well that pretty much wraps up for that,
Like-
unless you guys have any questions about it or anything.
Nope, I'm done.
I'm good.
I'm good.
Alright, okay. So that's me done. Is there anything else you guys want to quickly just bring up, just to quickly finish off the show? Okay,
No,
then.
Check
I mean,
Facebook.
I'm sorted.
Check Facebook.
CryEngine for best engine.
Oh god, here we
Yeah.
go. You want me to check my Facebook? Okay. Ewan sent an image.
That's a
Oh.
glorious image.
Oh, for God's
Yeah.
sake! All these goats. Oh, yeah.
There are actually quite a lot of funny meme pictures.
Ha guys, memes, ha.
So yeah, if you
What
want
is
to
a
find
meme?
a funny meme for someone, just go onto Google and search goat memes.
I just put in funny goat, to be honest.
I just
Flappy
put
goat.
goat memes.
Flappy goat. Really? Really?
Yeah.
We're gonna
Let's see
invent
if there
that.
is one.
We're gonna invent that, and you know what? That
It's
could
gonna be
make
loads
some
of
money.
That's gonna be like a profile picture.
No, it
This
couldn't. No,
is
there's so many.
start
There's there's like flappy fish and everything
Oh,
like that,
God.
and
I don't get that. Flappy fish.
all
Guys,
swishy
there is.
visual.
You know, in Goat Simulator, if you look onto the TV, you can actually play. It's the Nyan Cat, except it's Flappy Bird's version, like Nyan
God.
Cat, but Flappy Birds mixed with a goat face,
Well, I say we end it there, and
and it's called Flappy Goat.
oh, for
Yeah, I
God's
think
sake,
that's pretty cool.
Flappy goat. Well, I think this show has been a
Okay.
different one. We've had some more variety of topics. We had a really nice topic about gaming engines. We went over the Atari Dig, lots of cool stuff, the Goat Simulator, the Steambox. It's been a really nice episode. I hope you guys have all enjoyed it. Oh god, now I've got a bloody image to put on the screen.
No, just don't
Yeah.
open it. Just
It's
don't.
a good ending one.
Oh,
the-
dear.
It relates to the back. You know when you were saying how
right, yeah,
the
yeah.
hard copy would be like
That is demonic
the
as
evil
hell.
goat. That is the demonic goat. And that's
That
what I'm
is
saying.
demonic. What the hell?
Okay, this is probably
Nothing
the
scary.
goat that we're gonna get as a teddy bear. Kids are gonna
That's
buy
awesome.
that. I want
Hopefully,
it.
that would be awesome.
I want it.
Kids these days are like messed in the head.
No.
Wow, that's tad mean, but okay.
That's a scary goat.
Yeah, that's one scary goat. Okay, anyways, so let's do the shout out, shall we? So basically, we've got the YouTube channel, we've got the Twitter, we've got the Facebook. They are all .com/RTFM Radio or at RTFM Radio, and Twitch, as you know, because you're probably watching it now, is RTFM_radio. So I hope you guys have all enjoyed the show. Do we have any more shout outs do you guys want to do?
No,
I
I
do.
think I'm good. I haven't got any shouts this
Oh
week.
yeah, shout out to Lava Extract for letting us use his Mumble server as always, and
That'd be nice to me.
say again.
Nothing.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
I just said
I'm
nothing.
gonna start with my shoutouts now. Shoutouts to Django, Larval, Lucky, Shanks, and also Raccoon. That's it.
Okay.
Fair enough. All right. So I hope you guys have all enjoyed this episode. Please be sure to give it a like, and if you are watching it on YouTube, then subscribe, or if you're watching it on Twitch, then follow. Links will be in the description. So we will see you next time. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.